After an incredible win against the Green Bay Packers, Isaiah and the Arizona Cardinals are moving on to the Super Bowl with an opportunity to do something pretty big. Now, as you guys know, if you're playing in the Super Bowl, you're not going to be playing in the Pro Bowl. So it's kind of one of those things where Isaiah would have been the #1 choice at running back because he's not, again, eligible to play. He has bigger things to do, more important things to do at this time. I'll give you guys a quick snippet of the Pro Bowl. If you see anything super crazy, somebody that should not be there, leave a comment down below, call them out, and say who should have been there instead. Now, before we head into the Super Bowl and look at the yearly awards, I want to give you guys a reminder that if we hit 300,000 subscribers by June 11th of this year, I will be giving 2 lucky subs $500 each. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump into the yearly awards. So what should come is basically no shock. Isaiah had another monster year. Even by his standards, it was still a solid season. 11-5 for the Cardinals, big time rushing yards, big time rushing touchdowns, and he was pretty effective in the receiving game as well. He beats out Russell Wilson and Marcus Mariota for the top 3 selection at MVP. Coach of the year goes to Bill O'Brien of the Houston Texans, who Isaiah and the Cardinals will be playing in the Super Bowl. The offensive player of the year is Marcus Mariota, and the AFC defensive player of the year is Tremaine Edmonds. Rookie of the year goes to Brendan Sheets of the New England Patriots. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Josh Winslow, who again plays for the Houston Texans, our opponent in the Super Bowl. Best QB goes to Mariota. Best running back, James Conner. Best receiver, Jamison Crowder. Offensive lineman, David DeCastro. Defensive lineman, no surprise, Myles Garrett. Linebacker, John Preston. Best defensive back is Trevor Williams. And best kicker, because they're people too, the GOAT, Justin Tucker. On the NFC side, Isaiah King Jr. takes home the Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive player goes to Blake Martinez of the 5-11 Washington Racial Slurs. For the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Craig Tyson. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Michael May. Best QB goes to somehow Matt Ryan, who's still playing in the NFL. Best running back, without a doubt, Isaiah King Jr. Best receiver, Marquise Lee. Best offensive lineman, David Bakhtiari. Defensive lineman, Aaron Donald. Linebacker, Khalil Mack, no surprise there. Best defensive back, Kevin King of the Packers. And because kickers are people too, Greg the Leg Zuerlein. And last but not least, because Isaiah does have an opportunity to go ahead and upgrade himself one more time before the Super Bowl, we have elusive, receiving, and power. We got to go ahead and upgrade that power. Isaiah is strong as they come. He has to be stronger if he's going to put his team on his back and win a Super Bowl with the Arizona Cardinals. And to give you a better idea of how the Texans are really constructed and how their players did, Deshaun Watson had a pretty solid year. Not a ton of touchdowns, kept his interceptions down pretty low, and had a solid amount of passing yards. On the rushing side, they had Darrell Henderson Jr., who did not run for anywhere close to 1,000 yards, but it looks like he split a lot of time with Lamar Miller, who combined they would have had about 1,200 yards. Deshaun Watson had 430 with 4 touchdowns himself. On the receiving side, DeAndre Hopkins, again, not a great year for him. 69 catches, #nice, 850 yards receiving. Will Fuller, 100 yards behind him with significantly more catches. At Hatcher, one of their young wide receivers, 42 grabs for 600 yards. Ebron, again, you can see the offense was pretty involved. Lamar Miller, 1,000 yards total in offense. That should be noted. And in terms of people that will be trying to tackle Isaiah King Jr., Benardrick McKinney had 105 tackles, half a sack, and 7 pass deflections. Eli Apple was out there making a ton of tackles. Zach Cunningham stepped up big. Lonnie Johnson, Xavier Crawford, Clinton Dix. There's some talent out there if you look at their team. Not as much as you might, assume, but that rookie, Josh Winslow, 59 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 1 interception. And this guy didn't have a single pass deflection, but look, this guy as a young linebacker showing some potential. We'll see if he can stop Isaiah King Jr. today. The Super Bowl is here, and we are facing the Houston Texans as we sit here in none other in Jerry's World, AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. We will be taking on the other team in Texas, the Houston Texans. Look, you've already seen their roster, see what they've done. They have a lot to come out here and do, but Kyler Murray, if he plays like he did last week, can mostly do mistake-free football. If Isaiah balls out the entire game, not just the second half, I got a good feeling about our offense. The question is, can our defense step up? They're young, they're unproven, they're talented. Can they avoid making mistakes? We're about to find that out today. Now, the best news we could have received is that the Houston Texans did literally nothing on offense. Our defense stepped up. Might be early game nerves, we don't really know, but Isaiah's out here with something to prove. He's making a couple of moves. Isaiah's got a couple guys in front of him. So with the juke that goes nowhere, and they drop this man at the 42-yard line, but that is a heck of a start for their field position. Kyler Murray lines up at the 42-yard line. He's got Isaiah in the backfield with the fullback. Nice little block here. Isaiah's got some room to go, and look at the man show the speed and the power for 13. It's always good seeing your guy get a 13-yard run to start it off. Isaiah breaks out. Kyler's got him. He throws one deep. Isaiah says, let me go ahead and grab that one. Looks like he got both feet in bounds and a dot by Kyler Murray. We're here for it. Right now, the Cardinals are absolutely cooking. And here on all Madden difficulties, you can tell they're feeling pretty good. Nice little play action fake here. Kyler Murray fumbles in the read option. Isaiah can't pick it up. He's going to make a tackle, which is good news. But Zach Cunningham with the fumble recovery and a drive that had so much promise is not looking so good all of a sudden. Now, there was no review on that play, but fortunately for our team, our defense is able to step up, and they're going to be punting the ball out here deep. Isaiah's waiting way back here to try to return it. Inside the 20 on this return. He'll try to get to the wide side of the field. He cuts back over to the left-hand side. He's got him faked out a little bit. Isaiah's got a couple guys in front. The juke looked good, but again, field position is the name of the game, and Isaiah is dominating it. So far, the young fella has done a really good job on special teams, a really good job running it. We just got to make sure that Kyler Murray holds on to that football. Now, Kyler holds on to it, throws a dot here to Christian Kirk, who picks himself up 12 big yards. It'll probably be a while before the Cardinals call the read option again, just because of that whole, Kyler Murray fumbling a thing. It's not exactly ideal. But Coach Kingsbury knows that when you're here in the Super Bowl, a big game like this, everybody's going to be a little bit nervous. They might be prone to mistakes they wouldn't normally make. So Isaiah's out here, tries to go for a spin move, but he gets wrapped up immediately, and he's dropped at the 29. Isaiah gets a couple of yards there, but it's ultimately not going to be enough. It pushes us to 3rd down and 6 yards after Justin Reed made that tackle. Isaiah breaks out. He's wide open. Instead, we go to a check down here to Christian Kirk, and it's perfectly thrown. Another completion for Kyler Murray. And despite that fumble, Kyler Murray has been perfect in the passing game. 4 for 4 so far. Looking to continue that. Instead, we see a run here. Isaiah's got room in the open field and cuts himself down to the 15-yard line. 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard gain. He's in the backfield, gets out to the right-hand side. He's got so much speed. He's trying to make sure he uses it, and he sees himself down inside the 10 now. Kyler knows there's a lot of pressure on him. Last time the Cardinals were down here, he unfortunately fumbled it. Luckily, no points came off of that turnover. Isaiah was kind of open. Instead, we see a check down pass, getting us down to, I believe, the 5-yard line with Max Williams. Heavy formation and package here for the Cardinals. Murray under center, fullback, and Isaiah in the backfield. Halfback toss is coming. Isaiah's looking for it. He cuts it up. He does look to get maybe a yard, but it's not anywhere nearly enough. So a 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Kyler Murray, it is up to you right now. Isaiah stays back to pass protect. Kyler Murray steps back. Kyler Murray's out here running wild. Kyler Murray's going to keep it. He jukes, and he is going to fumble yet again. We lose possession. Kyler Murray, 2 times inside the 10. 2 fumbles, and both times, Houston has recovered. While Houston doesn't quite get a touchdown, they do get 3 points on the board to take the lead here halfway through the 2nd quarter. And Isaiah's lived. He says, put me a quarterback and let me try to make a play. Well, Kingsbury does just that. Isaiah's out here breaking out. Isaiah's got one guy to beat, and Isaiah lining up at quarterback is going to go the entire way from the 28 into the end zone. And ladies and gentlemen, King Jr. one play from quarterbacks as teammates. Got some celebrating to do. Houston's offense continues to be stagnant. While they thought they had a little bit of momentum with that field goal, which was nice for them to finally get points on the board, that run by Isaiah just took the gas out of their entire sideline. No one has ever seen a player do things like that, and Isaiah continues to try to make a big play here, but his punt return gets cut short to the 35 this time. And there was no one more happy than Kyler Murray on that play, watching Isaiah scamper down. While he wasn't, again, the architect on that play, he was just happy to see someone hold on, make a play, and get some points on the board for his team. As he yet to slides on that play, he takes another big hit. Isaiah was also seen talking to Kyler in the huddle on that last play, saying, look, man, I get it. You want to make a play, but you got to slide, young fella. You've got to slide. An offensive line, you have got to block if you want Isaiah to break off another big run. So it's 3rd down and 9, under 4 minutes left here in the Super Bowl of the first half. Clowney's coming in a little bit. The halfback screen. Isaiah's looking for some blocks. He's got a couple here. Isaiah scampering. He's got a guy in front. Tries to juke him. The jukes just have not worked quite like he wants it to, but still, big yardage and another 1st down. Murray under center. 3 minutes left here in the first half again. Clowney coming off. Kyler Murray finally sees some room. If you don't slide, Kyler, okay, thank you. Isaiah's talk finally pays off as Kyler slides for a 1st. Murray's breathing a little bit heavy right now, so they're going to hand the ball off to Isaiah here in this play. Isaiah looking to find some room. Clowney breaks off that tackle and gets him for only a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9. 2-minute warnings coming up pretty quickly. Kyler with that play action fake. He's got Isaiah leaking out, but J.J. Watt in his old age picks up his 1st sack of the game. 3rd and so many yards, we've honestly lost count at this point. Gotta make a play here for Arizona. Getting at least in field goal range would be ideal, and Isaiah does just that. He gets to the middle of the field, down to the 26, and it should be a relatively easy field goal for our kicker. Houston, yet again, cannot get the raw offense going. And this has honestly been great for our defense, but what we have to do is make sure we get enough points on the board to give ourselves a cushion, because at some point, they are more than likely going to score. And if we aren't prepared for that, we're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. And speaking of being prepared, Isaiah's out here breaking one off. He's got nobody to beat him right now. The only person between him and the end zone is the punter, and guess what? The punter's not going to stop him. He has been special on special teams, and he continues it again with a little bit of a dance after 85 yards to the end zone. So the end of the first half, the Texans have some work to do. They did get a field goal to add to their total, doubling their points to 6. But with our lead right now, they know that if they don't come out in the second half and score at least one more touchdown quickly, it's about to get dicey for them real quick. Now, the worst news for Houston is that Arizona gets the ball with an 11-point lead to start the half. A touchdown here makes things real interesting all of a sudden for them, but Kyler Murray continues to panic when pressure's in his face, getting sacked there by Zach Cunningham. It was second to 17 yards. Houston's going to load the box a little bit. We got a single high safety. If Isaiah can break that linebacker section, it might get in a little bit dicey for Houston, but again, they get a tackle with Clowney after 5 yards. So out comes Kyler in the offense, 3rd down and 12. Max Williams beside Isaiah in the backfield. Isaiah's coming out of the pass game. It's quickly thrown by Kyler. He is panicking like I have not seen him panic this season. He's looking a little lost right now. Again, our defense is bailing us out, however, as Arizona gets a turnover from Houston. Starting off a little play action fake. I don't imagine that would work. Kyler dumps it down, hit it right tight end. Our tight end's going to move up a little bit. It picks up what looks to be about 6 to 8 yards. At a 2nd and 4 now. Murray doesn't like what he sees. Makes a quick check at the line of scrimmage. Got a handoff going out here to the left-hand side. Isaiah with the juke back, but instead he's going to get wrapped up short of the first down marker. So Kingsbury is going to call Kyler Murray's number and says, look, it's 3rd and 2. You got to make a conversion here because you have yet to do it in a while. He throws one to Isaiah, who is perfectly in bounds. The juke is going to move his team inside the 15, and Murray relies on Isaiah yet again, and it pays off. 1st and 10 again. Kyler Murray in the passing game. Isaiah not running on this one. Murray throws a dot across the middle to Christian Kirk, the only other guy he's really tried to target today. 1st and goal, and this has been relatively good news until Kyler Murray's had the ball in his hands, which is ended up being a fumble. Now he hands it off to Isaiah. Isaiah goes up, and he is short of the yardage mark that he needs. Kingsbury says, line it up, give it to Kyler Murray yet again. 2nd and goal. Murray's going to pitch it off to Isaiah, and Isaiah this time is a little big in the backfield for a loss of 6 yards, making it 3rd down and a crucial goal. Here is Kyler Murray. Going to find something on 3rd and goal, needing to get his team into the end zone. He's failed to do it on his own the last couple of times. He's got a pass, and that is nearly picked off. The field goal unit's coming out, and that is a disappointing end to what was a promising drive. Now, don't look yet, but Houston has made things interesting. They've got themselves a touchdown, and they've made the lead back to 7 points. Isaiah's breaking loose here, picks up another big gain up the middle. It's been a while since we've seen that, unfortunately. And honestly, Coach Kingsbury has one idea on this drive. It is to involve Isaiah King Jr. as much as possible. Murray has been pretty disappointing so far, and he knows that he's got one guy to count on, and that's 2-7. So far, Isaiah has been involved in every single play on this drive, and I do not expect that to change anytime soon. 2nd and 4. Murray barely gets it out to Isaiah, who cuts up the field a little bit on that little screen's going to actually go for a 1st down. Arizona starting to chew the clock a little bit. They're trying to get this ball down with as much time as they can, taking off the clock. Isaiah's going to push through a little bit. It looks like a face mask possibly there. He's whipped around, but they call nothing. 2nd and 5, Murray again, an opportunity to make a play. Throws a pass to Christian Kirk, the only other real target he's found outside of Isaiah and one of their tight ends. Make fun of him all you want, though. That play did work. And keep in mind, Arizona needs a field goal here to make things interesting. With as much time as they've taken off the clock, that shouldn't be too much more difficult. And Isaiah's out here. What a juke. Where was that guy going? Nowhere. Clock is almost under 3 minutes now. We're going to run this ball to the left. They're going to switch it over to the right-hand side, it looks like. Isaiah's trying to find a seam. He's got a little bit of one. They tackle him again for what looks to be 9 to 10 yards. Spot does say, though, that it is short of the marker, 2nd down and inches. These are going to be a couple of crucial plays here. They can get it up to the 2-minute warning if they can convert this one. Isaiah comes out of the backfield, carries a defender forward, and that is going to be enough to get him in the 10 and do that. 2-minute warning is here. Isaiah knows a touchdown here puts this game away and secures them a Super Bowl championship. Halfback toss to the right. Isaiah's going to try to cut up. He runs it at 73, however, and they're going to lose big yardage on that play. 2nd and goal, and the last time we saw Isaiah King Jr. at quarterback, a big play happened. The Magic strike twice. Here again. A bit of a counter's coming up. Isaiah's going to skirt his way through, sheds off a tackle. They bring him down. It is a gain of yardage, but it's not nearly what they needed. 5 big yards picked up, and Houston uses their 2nd timeout. Now, the beauty so far is that they have made Houston use a couple of timeouts, so in theory, a field goal here still should be fine. Isaiah cuts his way up the middle. It's not going to be enough. He gets his team down to the 5-yard line. The right hash. This kicker makes the field goal. It should be interesting. Now, things have gotten extra crazy because Houston did get a touchdown, but they have no timeouts left. They need to get this onside kick. Ball's going to Isabella. He's been huge for us so far this season, and he's going to recover that one. All we got to do is run one play, and we're up out of here. So coach lines up and says, look, if we're going to do one last play, we got to give it to the man, the myth, the legend, Isaiah King Jr. Little handoff here to Isaiah. He's got some room. Isaiah skirts his way up, picks up 9 big yards, and Houston has no timeouts. This one's a wrap. So the clock ticks down to 3 seconds. Coach says, hand it off one more time. Let Isaiah try to rack up some more yardage. He does just that. He gets lit up pretty hard, but that is it. 172 yards on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arizona Cardinals are your Super Bowl champions. The Texans, kind of embarrassing. You got a short bus ride home, but you're not going to be happy at all. The confetti, or get out of your clothes. And he's proven all the haters wrong. They said that he couldn't do it. They said he was a product of Baltimore's system and had Lamar Jackson to rely on so much. But Isaiah has proven time and time again, whether it was in Baltimore, whether it was in Arizona, he is the guy that wins Lombardi trophies. He is the guy that wins Super Bowl MVPs. And he is the guy that teams will build time and time again, year after year, build themselves around him. Whether you're talking about you want a franchise quarterback or a franchise player overall, Isaiah can play every position. Is he the best running back of all time? It's kind of trending that way. But is he a multi-Super Bowl champion? You can never take that away from Isaiah King Jr.